Wazaemon is a person who connects waza, Japanese traditional craftsman technique, to a new world. It was still in time of the civil wars of Japan. In 1536, the fifth year of the Tenbun era, in a seaside town, there lived a craftsman called Wazaemon. This land was originally owned by shipbuilders. Wazaemon was one of them, and the craftsmen of various techniques were working together to build large ships. One time, Wazaemon started to build furniture using the shipbuilding techniques. Hey, don't you guys want to make furniture? We can still make use of our waza while we are off from shipbuilding. However, we don't want to make such a thing. We're shipbuilders. At first, there were many objections against the furniture making, which became a local specialty of this town later. However, there were some craftsmen who kept making furniture, inheriting the spirit of Wazaemon, so that 100 years later, this town had become known as a furniture-making town. Taking a step forward at the time, created the life in the next 400 years. If we trace back history, there was a fork in the road to the development of techniques. This is not only case of Wazaemon. Waza now lives, has survived because they have challenged new things. Well, time passed. It's the Heisei era. Oh dear, historic waza in various places of Japan seem not popular anymore. They are outdated. Those things are from the past. This country has grew and developed through importing a lot of culture from overseas. As a result, we almost dealt with our traditional waza as old-fashioned, and only in the context of history textbooks. Such craftsman's technique is the world of nostalgia. Traditional waza, inherited from people to people, will be completely disappeared. It was when many people were almost ready to give up. Contemporary Wazaemons, who inherited the spirit of that Wazaemon, stood up in various places of Japan. Our waza should be able to entertain people all over the world more. Even though there were completely different fields of waza, Wazaemons, sharing the same spirit, encountered and began to work together. Connecting waza to waza, raised far away from each other, would open up a new world. It might be interesting to collaborate with professional chefs. We want them to enjoy the experience, not only the crafts themselves, and this and that. Wazaemons all over Japan demonstrated new creativity, breaking down the barriers of waza. Then, Wazaemons of spirit collected the exciting waza-used crafts. Waza Department was held in September 15th in 2015. Welcome to the Waza Department. Nice to meet you. The contemporary Wazaemons invited a lot of people. It became a great success. After that, a variety of waza from local places joined the Waza Department. It didn't take much time for people around the world to recognize the value of Japanese waza. Expecting an encounter with various Japanese waza, people start to join one after another. In 2020, when Olympic was held in Tokyo, people enjoyed waza in sports, and after that, they were impressed with waza of the selected craftsmen from all over Japan, saying, "Wonderful" and "Amazing." For the people from overseas who want to learn Japanese waza, Wazaemons opened Waza Academy. People from all over the world learned from the craftsmen, acquired the skills, went back to their home countries, demonstrated their waza, spread them, and enriched their life in those places. This reminded Japanese people who had almost forgot the greatness of their waza of its value, regaining their pride. Waza in various places of Japan came to life after a long sleep, and Japan became known as an impressive waza country in the world. Then, many years later, a lot of waza are still alive and entertaining people around the world. This is because Wazaemons back then connected us to the world. Waza encounters waza, and they flourish more. Waza encounters a good user, and they bear fruit. The courage to take the step forward creates the lasting future. The craftsmen in the next generations passed down the words of Wazaemon for a long time, never stopped challenging new things, and continued to develop the techniques. The end.